All right, ladies and gentlemen, sorry about any kind of technical difficulties we just had, but YouTube folks, you're seeing this right out of the gate. No intro. What Are We Drinking was done, but if you want to hear about what we're drinking right now, you got to check it out on the podcast. That Jump the Sharp on Twitter. You can find links to that. Find links to the podcast there. Find links to the podcast in the description of the show.
Anywhere you've listened to pods.
Anywhere, search Jump the Shark. But we had a little technical difficulties on the video side. So the podcast, you get everything. What Are We Drinking? The intro, the whole nine. But no matter where you're at, YouTube, podcast land, here come the picks. And I was saying earlier, it's Woody's time to shine. And we're just going to fucking roll with it. Woody's going to do his three right down the gamut. And let's go make that dough, baby. Woodman, what you got?
Let's go, baby. So I nailed a bunch of picks this week, which is usually a good sign. If I'm starting nailing them, a good chunk of them, that's usually a sign I'm getting a feel for where the NFL season's going and where the handicappers are going.
Nailing meaning DWE style. You're predicting I'm
predicting the spreads, and I was within a half point of a lot this time.
All right, let's see what you weren't. Let's go.
So let's see which ones I wasn't, because those are my picks. And the first one is, and this has to be number one because I'm on the other side of it. I'm on the wrong, quote unquote, wrong side of the.
Not this week, baby. Right side,
but it's going to be the right side, and it's the Titans. You know, so the Titans. I think I look at the Titans and I look at the Raiders, and I see two teams that had tough losses last week, ugly losses where they played bad. The Titans played even worse, but the Bills are just so
good. My God.
And the Raiders, the way they lost that game, I mean, just, so two teams that played bad that I think are pretty good. Not bad. Not bad teams, certainly. Coming into the year, I know you were kind of high on the Raiders. I liked them too pretty well.
Not really. I don't remember saying that at all.
No. That sounds right.
Never been high on it. I was low on the Titans, I'll tell you that. But I do like this pick actually this week. You're buying value.
You're buying value here. Yeah. And to be honest, like, it really just comes down to, like, I wrote down Tennessee -3.
Wow.
Because my thinking is these are about even teams-ish, and Tennessee's at home. But that's not what the line is. The line, at least on DK, is Las Vegas -2. So that strikes me as value. I'm on the other side of that. Give me the Titans +2. I feel quite confident about it. Now, obviously, it can all get wrecked by Tannehill, but then again, Carr didn't play so hot either. So, it's not like you got some, like, ace quarterback that they have to beat here. Carr has his moments and he has his bad moments.
Dude, he always has his bad moments in the beginning of the year too. That's why they're the best team in November and December every fucking year.
Yeah. You're right. He's
incredible.
He gets hot later, but anyway, so I just love this value here. I just think it should not be a Tennessee +2. They should be plus anything.
Could you imagine 2 weeks ago saying that week 3 Raiders will be giving points? Now, in essence, this is saying what? So a 6-point spread if they were home, like difference-wise. It would say -8 Raiders? I don't know.
It wouldn't. And that's what proves to me that this line is wrong, and that's why I'm taking it.
This line with Vegas at home at the highest -5? At the highest?
At most.
4.5?
Totally agree.
Yeah.
So, wow. So there's just something wrong with this line. And I think I would also I would look for Derrick Henry to get right as well here, by the way.
Let's go. Yes. You ain't kidding. Jeez.
I would look for him to get right here.
Absolutely. Cost me some money on the FanDuel boost. It was so low-hanging fruit. He just needed to get 50 yards rushing. It was 50 yards receiving Diggs, 200 yards passing Allen. That was done by the first half, all of it. And then Derrick Henry, 50 yards rushing.
And it seemed like he still might get that. He can always just break one off because he's that kind of guy.
Once they just fell apart, it was like it's over. They're not even going to play him anymore, and they didn't. He was out in the third.
Yeah, he was out. And rightly so. It's not worth getting him hurt, obviously. Yep. You're getting beat by that much. Anyway.
Any playoff hopes for them, this is a must-win. So, let alone getting points. So, I'm down with this one. I think.
And they're also home, and it's a beatable team. In the AFC, there are so many teams that are so good.
Right.
You got to beat a team like the Raiders when you get them at home in week 3 and you're trying to get right. I think it's a get right game for Tennessee and probably definitely, I think, a get right game for Derrick Henry.
All right. Giddy up.
Next one. I watched only highlights, and I think I watched only highlights but I watched all the highlights, and there were a lot of them of that Baltimore Miami game, one of the best probably firework games in a while.
Wow.
In the NFL, which is a tremendous game. And my short version of my takeaway is, boy, these teams are both, when they're going right, these are offenses that are just very hard to stop. I'm not sure what people can do. If Tua is going to play like that, with his weapons that he has there, with Waddle and Hill as good as they are, there's not a lot that other teams can do.
You put a running back that's good in that backfield, and that team offensively is definitely
they need a better running game.
I mean, come on.
But and Baltimore too, they kind of did it without much of a running game as well, except for Jackson just taking off. But boy, they look good. I thought both teams looked very good, and so my pick here is.
Yeah, which team are you picking out of
Sorry,
this?
And then I should also say, related, is I watched I watched a lot more than the highlights. I watched every snap of the Patriots-Steelers game.
Okay.
And it went exactly the way that I'm frustrated that my pick didn't hit.
Right. No, you're right.
Because the game went exactly the way I said. And New England looked just as bad as I said they were going to look. I was right about that. What I wasn't accounting for was that Mitch Trubisky could be somehow even worse than them.
Somehow. It's
he really was just
not a shock.
It was a one-man law. That game came down to one person. He just could not make a read or make a throw when he needed to at all.
Can he pick it week 4?
Definitely. He's coming soon for sure. Yep. They got to play the kid. So anyway, my pick should be obvious, right? It's the Ravens look very good, I think. They're also pissed they lost that game. They kind of had it and they lost it. They looked like a really good team. They're going into New England. New England doesn't look like a good team. They look like a team that's going to really struggle. I think against a better quarterback, they might have given up 31 or 35 points to the Steelers in that game. And I think that you saw how weak you've seen now 2 weeks in a row that their offense just doesn't have the ability to consistently move the ball. Everybody knows what you want to do. You're terrified of your quarterback, and everyone knows it. And you just want to hand the ball off to Harris and Stevenson, and you can't do that, 60 times a game. You can't.
And Harris got dinged up too.
Now Harris dinged up on top of it, and you no longer have the O-line that can push people around to make that happen, even when they know it's coming. There are some run games in the NFL where they can push you around even when you know it's coming because they're just badasses, right?
Yep.
This is not one of them. I don't see any signs of positivity from the Patriots. I wrote down Baltimore -8. I thought maybe -8. I don't know. What would it be? I mean, on a neutral field, it'd be -10-ish, right? On a neutral field, -10, around -10, give or take. I thought so. I wrote -8. I could have written -7. I don't know, 7 or 8. I thought maybe.
Yeah.
It's actually Baltimore -2.5 in New England. Baltimore -2.5 in Foxborough. I'm gonna take this bet. I'm gonna put a full unit on it.
Let's go.
And then I'm gonna put another unit on some sort of alt where I'll take more points on because this is insane. I can't believe 2.5. I guarantee you by Sunday it's not 2.5 anymore. This is gonna be 4 by Sunday.
Yeah, it's 3 on FanDuel right now, -2.5 on DraftKings. See? So there you go. It's already getting there.
See, I'm starting to get my finger on the pulse of how this shit is going.
You're feeling 2022 already now.
We're getting there, man.
It's a couple weeks.
All right.
Really like your first 2. I'll tell you that. Now I haven't said that yet.
You're gonna love my third one
this year. Let's go.
You're gonna love my third one. No, you haven't said that.
Guarantee it. No, I have not.
I guarantee you'll love it.
I've made noises at a lot of your picks.
You have not been a huge fan. You must have been right. The third one I know you're gonna love because this line just stuck out to me, and this is a team that you just kind of believe in, I think.
You want to look at that again?
For whatever reason, I don't know if somebody else is someone watching different Broncos games than me. Does someone have a lower opinion of Jimmy G than I do? I don't know what is going on here. Why is San Francisco -1.5 in Denver? Have we not seen how bad the Broncos have looked here?
Yeah, I know. I hear you. I do.
I mean, I guess the idea is they can't just keep doing this with the clock management. They'll have to get it right. Also, their crowd has now decided to start helping them out. So they've been counting down. Did you notice this? It's hilarious.
No.
Oh my gosh, dude! In the
Oh
fourth
yes, I
quarter,
did because of the delay game.
they had
The
so many
crowd
delay
is
of
like-
games. The Broncos, who had
Yes.
as a
Yep.
team 2 delay of game penalties last year total as a
Oh.
team, 2 last year. They had like 5 in the first game and a half of this year.
This dude's got to be fired this year.
This
Nathaniel
guy is
Hackett. He's
unbelievable. You've never seen anything like it.
terrible.
And I'll tell you, he's so bad, and his play calls are so bad, and everything's so bad that he's got Russ in his own head too. Russ isn't even playing right either.
He's not having fun.
I'm very slow to criticize Russ, but he hasn't been quite right here because of the play calling, I think,
Mhm.
and the clock management, which is out of his hands. So I wrote down San Francisco -5. I figure they're the much better team clearly, but at the same time, they are in Denver. It's a tough place to play, so I
Right.
figured -5. That was what
Right.
I thought. It's actually 1.5.
Yeah.
Why is it 1.5? I got it at -105 at -1.5 on DraftKings.
He's got the hand of the forehead here.
I just can't believe some of these lines. That's an unbelievable line.
This
That
week-
one's not staying where it is either.
This week's had some weird ones. Big time. Like some scratchy head lines. Big time.
Maybe
I'm
the
just
idea
hoping we
is
pounce
just
on
that
it, man.
Denver just has a get right game and they
Yeah.
figure it out. I don't know. I guess that's the idea. I don't see it.
Mm-mm. All right.
I don't see it.
Jimmy,
I'm no Jimmy G fan, but San Francisco's a very well coached team. They have a wonderful defense. Is playing great right now. My gosh, their defense is tough,
Yeah.
and they have enough weapons and enough trickery and enough of a running game and enough good blocking on offense. I think they'll put it together and they'll be just fine.
Giddy up. All right. Now look at the Woodman coming back with 3 solid picks. Week 3. Tennessee +2. Baltimore -2.5. San Fran -1.5. All right. Let's go. Hollywood had a pretty good week last week. 2-1 on
Yes.
the picks.
Good
Had
job.
to pay dirt. Let's go. TZ, we need to fucking step that shit up, and we will this week. All right. Didn't do an HWE. Woodman's going to go ahead and click that little pen piece. He's ready to write some shit down. He wants some winners. And who doesn't, right?
I want winners.
Especially on the TZ side. But
It's time for the TZ to hit.
it's time for the TZ to hit. But like you said, we all want winners. So let's get them going here. So the one that kind of, if I were to do an HWE, this probably would have been a -8.5. And it's -5. And that's the Cincinnati Bengals at the New York Football Jets. This really has a week 1 feel to me. It has the Ravens -6, -6.5 at the Jets feel to me, where it's like, well, they're going to cover that, right? And then you get scared because you're like, well, they're definitely going to cover that. What am I missing? And it's like, dude, you're not missing anything. You're really not. Just take it. Because it's a bad Jets team and a good, quote unquote, team. All of a sudden, the Bengals are going to make my worst record in the league last year fucking thing be a year premature. But there's still the team that went to the Super Bowl last year. There's talent there, ladies and gentlemen.
There's a ton of talent on that team. Come on.
Big time. Now, the Bengals, well, the first thing I did when I saw this line, I said, well, I'm taking it. Second thing, I said, wait a second. Let me see. They're going to the Jets.
Yeah.
Are they going to, like, first of all, when it comes to a big line like this, similar to what I thought about week 1 with the Ravens, are they going to win? Like, that's what I want to, like, just figure out first. Like, am I comfortable with the team winning? Because then I'll be more comfortable with them covering, obviously. But let's get to step 1 before we go ahead and put money on the full line. Are the Bengals going to win? Yes, they are. Why? Well, they're a way fucking better team. 2, let me look at that sketch. They're 0-2, defending AFC champs. Who's their next opponent or the next couple? Well, how about they're at home against the Dolphins next week and then at the Ravens in week 5? 2 tough fucking matchups. They do not want to lose this game. They will not lose this game. All right? It's just pedal to the metal time, if you will. Burrow's going to go back to the basics. They have a smart coach who I sold short a long time ago, but I now believe in Zach Taylor as someone who can read a game plan and go forth with it and read the other team. The Jets are a team that you do not want to just air it out. It's not an air it out team. There could be one or two, Sauce Gardner got hurt last week, but he came back to the game, so it's not like he's out. They got 2 really good corners. It's not really going to be an air out attack. This is why I think it's a get right game for Joseph Burrow. It's going to be a dink and dunk game. Yeah. Might not be the highest scoring game, but I do believe that they win by at least a touchdown. They're going to he's going to need to hook up with some tight ends here or there. He's going to need to do some screens and shit like that. But with his wideouts, it's going to be some outs, some slants, shit like that. Burrow's going to be firing it quickly. 3-step, 5-step top drops. I don't see a lot of air out shit going on, but I do think he gets right. And that's the way you beat the Jets D. Quick passes. And I think it's going to happen. I think they're going to do it very well. Also, I really think the Jets are still celebrating last week, the way they came back at the Broncos. They're a young team with a young coach, super fire. I get it. A defensive-minded coach, however, I dig the guy big time. Robert Saleh, I do like.
I like him too.
I called him to be the Eagles coach back in the day when he was. I didn't understand. He wasn't getting when he was a defensive coordinator with the Niners. I was like, why is this guy not getting interviews? But a couple years later, boom. But went to a team that has no talent, really, no personnel to work with. They're getting there, but they're not there yet. There's a team that went to the Super Bowl last year that is playing one of the worst teams in the league. Let's not forget the Jets are one of the worst fucking teams in the league, ladies and gentlemen. And the Bengals are only giving
Flacco, dude. It's also Flacco.
Still Flacco, even if Wilson's back, but it's not. So it's still Flacco. Come on, stop. Bengals -5, easy peasy. Next one, I'm going to tinker with something here. It's an over-under, and no one likes betting unders, and I do bet unders sometimes. Not going to do it this week, though. I want an over. I want an over of 2 teams that have the ability to air out fucking 40 points each. And the over-under is not too far from that. Over 41.5 of the Packers-Buccaneers game. It's going to be 88 degrees in Tampa Bay as this game goes on. It's going to be a lot of airing out. It's not like baseball. I'm not going to say there's going to be fucking home runs left and right, but there's no weather worry here. And you got 2 fucking Hall of Fame quarterbacks, one of which had a fucking god-awful week last week in Tom Brady. Another one of which had a god-awful week in week 1 and bounced back at home pretty damn well.
Yep.
I'm sure he could shit the bed on the road, A-Rod, but I don't think it's going to be like he shit the bed in Minnesota. 3 fucking points. They got on point. If you watched that offense last week and you saw Aaron Rodgers, he realized, okay, I need to rely a little bit more on Aaron Jones, and that's fine. Lazard's back. He wasn't there week 1. He scored a touchdown, had a couple nice catches. And he's realizing how to utilize the other guys, too, the Christian Watsons and shit like that. So they're starting to evolve. They're not going to evolve. They're not going to win the fucking Super Bowl this year. They're not going to be like that, but it's still Aaron Rodgers, and it's still a pretty damn good offense with a nice offensive line. Tampa Bay's defense can be tough. I get it, but I'm looking at 2 Hall of Fame quarterbacks here with huge egos, okay? When they play each other, you think Aaron Rodgers wants to lose to Tom Brady or vice versa? Mm-hmm. No way. No. It's not going to be like fucking Tom Brady playing against Jameis Winston, where he's just like, what the fuck's going on? Why can't I he looked super frustrated. That's another thing. Tom Brady broke a Microsoft Surface tablet. All right? He's not going to bounce back with some shit. I'm telling you, there's going to be points scored in this game. That's another vibe feel. If you don't dig it,
I also like this pick because why is it so low?
It's really, really, really low.
Shouldn't it be like 46, 45?
Brady doesn't tend to struggle 2 weeks in a row. And Rodgers seems to find his groove. So it's 41.5. Yeah. That's not that much. How about this? Ready for this?
Not that many points.
The last 5 games Rodgers has played Brady. And actually, it's pretty much been 5 since 2010 because they weren't in the same division, weren't in the same conference for a while. The last 5 games Rodgers has played Brady. Total points have been 57, 48, 48, 47, 58. Okay? There's points to be scored here. 41.5. I'll take the over. Let's go.
Yeah.
All right. I just feel so dirty with this pick. I just feel so nasty. I
Oh,
don't know
no.
why I'm doing this. I mean, I know why I'm doing it. I already actually bet it.
Is it? Can I take a guess?
It's a really weird, dirty, stupid game to bet on.
I want
Go
to see
for it.
why you're doing it.
You want to guess why I'm doing it or which
Yeah.
game?
I want to guess why.
Okay. Do you want me to tell you the game first?
No,
Okay.
you're doing it because you like money.
I do. And I also,
I want winners.
and this one has something to do with it, but it's like, what am I doing? I'm picking the one where they asked Tom McCarthy to go do the fucking play-by-play. You know what I mean? Normally it's like, well, the Jaguars play Miami University, so go do that one. By far the worst game of the week. By far.
Oh boy.
And I just was shocked at what I saw on one site. And then I went to the other site and was way more shocked that I'll spell it out
Texans
for you.
Bears?
No. I go to DraftKings.
Yeah.
And the Falcons are at the Seahawks.
Oh God, that's even worse.
And I look on DraftKings and the Seahawks are -1.5. And I was like, really? Okay. Like, they're probably going to win that game. Two shitty teams in general.
Yeah.
Two shit ass teams. Give me the home team.
Of course.
Right?
Yeah, 100%.
Add in the greatest, well, used to be, but still pretty damn good if you saw that Monday night game. One of the best home field advantages in the history of sports.
It still is very good.
Still pretty good. Not currently, but still darn good. Then I looked at FanDuel. Do your homework, ladies and gentlemen. Seahawks +1. Getting points. Why? Is Cordaro Patterson the new Barry Sanders? Like, I don't get it. Give me the point. I'll take the point instead of the money line because it's a small discrepancy. But just give me the point in case of a fucking tie 0-0.
I'm sorry to tell you, it has moved. If you look at it again now, it's +1 on both sites. It's a shame.
Wow! So they actually went. It is +1.
They caught up, or somebody said something. So much action on that side that they were like, "Whoa!"
Before the recording of the show, that's crazy. And now +1 is -1. Oh, they matched it. So +1 was -115 when I put it in on FanDuel, and -1.5 was the original line on DraftKings. We're talking 30 minutes ago.
They probably should employ someone to go to the other sites at all times.
I'm sure the algorithms at least are set up to analyze.
I guess you're right. I guess it's better to have it automated. But I don't know. I wouldn't mind if I were them, I might have an intern or something. Just go around to those sites once an hour and just make sure we're not way off here.
That might have been a fuck up for all we know. But anyway, now they're both siding with Atlanta. That could stem some people the wrong way, I guess. But for me,
take the point.
I don't know, man. This is crazy. Whenever I'm getting points against the Falcons, I'm happy. And guess what? Oh, you're getting points against Atlanta? Well, that team must be at Atlanta, right? No, they're fucking not. What is going on? Oh, man. One of the best home field advantages. Honestly, I'm not saying Geno Smith is lighting the world on fire. Even last week, looks serviceable, is distributing the ball well. Once again, Tyler Lockett over 100 yards. Geno Smith threw he was 23 of 29 last week. Not bad.
He's not that bad.
Threw a shitty pick. I get it. But what Seattle needs to do is establish the run game, get Rashad Penny going. They had an okay run game against Denver week 1. Shit run game last week. If they do that, fine. But it's Mariota and a fucking actual football. When's the last time this queef has actually played on a meaningful surface? It was probably in the same state or a state adjacent to it. He went to Oregon. Washington was not the state he played in.
And you would not bet on him to go into a really tough environment,
thriving environment. Yeah,
well, you would not. I wouldn't bet on that.
Seattle's not out of it. They're tied for first place. All 4 teams in the NFC West are 1-1. The crowd's going to be there. This isn't December. Seattle's not 2-8. And by the way, they got 2. They were 2-8 because they beat the Falcons. But it's Mariota and it's Mariota or Mariota. I know it's Mariota versus Geno Smith, but I just think that if you're getting points against a team like the Atlanta Falcons,
Yeah.
and the Falcons are on the fucking road, I'm not going to say any more about it. I'll take Seahawks +1 as one of my official fucking picks. Probably the last time you ever hear me say something, because I bet against them in the first 2 weeks. 1-1 on that. Don't steer me wrong. God damn it, Seattle. Get me to the plus side of you. But Hollywood's rundown. Bengals -5. Packers Bucks over 41.5. Still not sure about that. Why? No, I'm sure about my pick. I'm just not sure about that OU. And Seahawks +1 against the Falcons. Let's go, baby.
But I'll just say one thing in support of Brian's pick there.
Mm-hmm.
If the thing that's holding you back from tailing him is that you're worried because the Falcons only lost 31-27 last week against the Rams,
Hold on, who?
the Falcons only lost last week.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you said Seahawks. Yeah.
The Falcons, they
Right.
lost.
No, they were down 31-2
exactly.
before that.
Exactly. That's what I was.
Do you
gonna
know
say.
that safety killed?
That was all garbage time. Okay, they got the shit kicked out of them in Los Angeles. That game, that's frustrating to me because I liked Rams +10.
Yeah,
I had some money on it, and they had them. They absolutely had them. They just took their foot off the gas. They took all their starters out
in a very worrisome way. By the way, for me as someone like the Rams are only -3.5 at Arizona. We might talk about this in a little bit in a manner. Now it's 3, so I don't know what's. Oh no, wait, that's a different game. That probably shouldn't be that way, but the Rams, the way they took their foot off the gas, very worrisome to me for them in the future. But we're not worried about that right now. But I agree with you. That safety, I had a 5-leg teaser, one of which got the Rams to -4.5. All the other legs hit. That fucking safety, they won by 4. Like, are you kidding me? That's cost me $300.
Brutal.
Assholes. I mean, I didn't bet 300, but it would have made me 300. So
I'm just saying. Oh, I don't bring that up to talk about the Rams. I only want to say just if that's the reason you're holding back because you think the Falcons played the Rams tough, that is not what happened in that game. They did not play them tough. They got crushed, and there was some garbage time, and they had a backdoor cover.
Absolutely. The Falcons stink. I mean, look, the Seahawks suck too, but play. Falcons, like, come on, they're fucking Falcons.
They're very bad.
Yeah, they do. All right, let's get some pay dirt prop going on here. Woodman.
Yeah.
I just hope you bring forth an actual NFL football player this week. That would be nice. The first 2 weeks, what he's brought in, like he said, pay dirt. I listen, like next day, listen to ESPN or whatever. They're dead. They don't play football anymore.
They passed away.
I'm
sorry, guys. Mine got voided again. At least you get your money back. Sorry, though.
Let's get a winner here.
Let's get a winner. I really wanted to give a nice winner, something on the plus side, and I found one that I loved.
Right.
This is a player who has not done a ton this year. He does look good out there. He's made some plays, and I think can become the security blanket, actually, for Patrick Mahomes. I think he will be. That'll never be Travis Kelce. Travis Kelce goes down the field, down the seam a lot. He's not ever going to be the security blanket. They don't use their tight end like that.
Mm-hmm.
He's too good, frankly, to use like that. They're correct to not use him that way. I think Juju. I like Juju here. He was never like a favorite player of mine in like fantasy order because he's not a burner.
He's not really consistent either.
He was very consistent. For a couple, like one or 2 years. He's good at getting open in like tough, in like short spaces, and he was at his best with the Steelers a very good red zone guy because he's kind of got the bigger body and he can just kind of out muscle people and out maneuver people, box people out, and do that kind of stuff. I think he's very good at that. He also has fantastic hands. Juju always has.
Definitely.
So I love him here to get some pay dirt at +140. It's a good number.
Nice.
A solid number. I think probably Kansas City puts up a lot of points in this game.
KC at Indy, by the way.
I know people are going to say, "Oh, Indy, they only gave up."
No, this was a sneaky over for me, by the way. It's really high at 50.5, and that's for a reason. I really think something's going to happen in that game.
I could imagine almost like a shootout type of situation happening.
Yep.
Maybe if Matt Ryan can ever get right, And
No,
with like
for
probably
sure.
with like probably honestly like probably even the running backs here like Edwards-Helaire and Taylor, probably those are like halfway decent picks as well. But I
Sure.
really like that plus 140 for Juju. I think maybe in the second half Mahomes will have to throw a lot. Maybe could be
Sure.
because they could get down. I could see it.
I can see
Or
it too,
even if they're
actually.
not down, he might
Like,
just throw a lot
no,
because he loves to
KC
throw.
doesn't. Yeah, they're up 14 and there's 8 minutes left in the
They don't
fourth. They're
just
not
like
running.
they don't run on 3rd and 9. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? They let him throw it.
Big
So
time.
I really like Juju here as a pick. I wanted Kelsey, but it's just I don't want to get that much of a minus. I want to get a plus something. I think Juju can do it at plus 140. I also think he's just kind of due. He
Yeah,
hasn't done much these first 2 weeks.
perfect segue, my friend. Someone else who is due. Now, here's the thing. Motherfucker's due. No touchdowns yet. A first-round draft pick in your fantasy football leagues with 0 touchdowns. He's due. Yes, he is on the minus side a little bit. It's minus 145 here, and I'm sorry about that. But this
Okay.
guy's fucking scoring a goddamn touchdown because he is due. Did you hear my first pick? Bengals? You hear that about the Jets? How did I say that? How are you going to beat the Jets? Short slants, right? Okay, sure. But you're also going to beat it by running up the gaps, and you're also going to get it by screens. And who's that? Joe Mixon. Touchdown, pay dirt. I'm telling you. Mixon, no touchdowns so far this year, and a very good football player is getting. He ran like 20.
Player, dude.
Yeah, he ran like 25. He's got almost 50 attempts rushing this year in 2 games, which in this day and age is unheard of. But he also has 10 catches out of the backfield this year. All that, 0 touchdowns. You don't think that they're going to try and get him in the end zone?
It's
Damn
due.
skippy they are.
It's due.
Minus 145, I'll take it. I don't care. It's on both sites, minus 145. Let's go. And I'm really happy to pair that up with Juju and do a little par on that as well. But I'll be taking both of these gentlemen individually and on a little parlay.
Love it. Love this
Mixon's
pick.
my guy.
That's great.
Something I need to get right with. It's time to get right. Let's go easy teasy.
Come on, baby.
It's time. 0-2 for the first time ever. Ever has the TZ lost 2 straight weeks. And it happened to be the first 2 weeks of this year. And that's bullshit. It's time to get right on this teasy time. Easy teasy this week.
It's going to hit this time.
It's a couple teams that have the same line. Minus 6.5, or actually, scratch that. Minus 5.5. So both these teams are good if there's a tie, and that's what you need. No, it's not. But unfortunately, actually, nowadays, you never know. First, minus 5.5 that I like to go ahead and get that just straight W. It's all you need for this teasy. Give me the Vikings home against the Lions. Vikings, tough loss against the Eagles. Lions, a W against the Commanders, and played the Eagles real well. Well, now you can get out of that actual pretty darn good home field advantage, apparently, Detroit has now. But now they're going to Minnesota, who's pissed off. Again, after what happened, they realized, wait a second, maybe we're not the best team in the world after boat race and the Packers. They're going to come down to earth. They're going to beat the fucking Lions. Okay, the Lions are not winning in Minnesota this week.
Yeah.
If you want to get funky, you could actually go a long ways with this and add the Bengals to this to give you on the plus side. But right now, that's not it. The official, because here's the thing with me. I could make almost all of my picks in the teasy, and I do on my own sometimes. I could tease the fucking Packs Bucks down to 35.5. I might do that too. But my teasy, I like for it to be unique. I don't like the rehash shit. My teasy normally has nothing to do with the picks.
Right.
Unless I do like an alt or something. But I pick teams that I like that were honorable mentions, if you will. But give me the 6 points. Makes me feel a lot better.
Sure.
Minnesota's that too. Lions, they're playing scruffy. I'll give it to them. Minnesota's going to win though. So, okay.
While you're on that game,
Yep.
I'm sorry to interrupt right in the middle of the TZ.
No, go for it.
I will just say the Vikings minus 6 was an honorable mention for me. If I had made a 4th pick, it would have been that.
If I had made a 5th pick, it would have been that. If I had made a 4th pick, it would have been Baltimore. So that's why I like your Baltimore pick.
Thank you.
It was actually the first one I wrote down, and I saw other ones that just knocked it down, but it was up there. My 6th pick would have been, but now it is my second leg of the teasy. You just talked about them. It's the Chiefs. Chiefs minus 5.5. Knock that down to plus a half point at the Colts. Chiefs are on fire. Look good. Well-oiled machine. The Colts.
They look very good.
Fuck them. Like, they're on my fuck you list. I mean, seriously.
They don't look so good.
Dude, oh, my God. With the way all that went, everybody knows what I was saying about the Colts last week. One of my picks, there's just something where it's just like, man, you have to know. if a team has balls or not. And now I fucking know. That team has no fucking balls. And I really think that Frank Reich is feeling it bad from his players, his personnel, ownership. I mean, Jim Irsay is one of the most flamboyant owners in the league, and he will not hold back to say, you suck, okay? And, like, you better fucking win this week. And I'm sure he said it. And I think that that's actually detrimental for a team like that. Matt Ryan doesn't really fit very well. Nothing's really working for them. I can't see him winning. Everyone thought, oh, they're the obvious winners in the South. Well,
You're a big fat phony.
yeah, junk. And I think they're going to start 0-3. You know, they're just going to keep that hangover from the Jags last year, keep on going. And now last week. So give me the teasy this week. Vikings and Chiefs plus a half point each. Get that on DraftKings. Once again, I don't know why FanDuel's doing this shit, because who would use them if they're going to keep doing it? Their teasers are at minus 134. DraftKings are always at minus 120. So that's where you want to find it if you
There
can.
you go.
Add another leg. Like I'll take that. And then I'm going to do another one with the Bengals and the Packers. And I'm not going to touch the Seahawks. So I'll take them to +7. I need that hook. But I'll probably do it with maybe Tennessee. Get them to 8, shit like that. So have some fun. But teasy officially, Vikings, Chiefs. Let's go. Last.
You could throw one of mine in there, San Francisco or Tennessee.
San Fran, yeah, you get them to +5, 4.5. Yeah, Tennessee. If that eventually goes to +2.5, which would be insane, then I will definitely throw them in one.
There you go.
Hook. Because once again, on a tie, it's easy as dead. So a solid number normally is bad news. But Vikings Chiefs to win, okie dokie. Hail Mary parlay time. It would be so nice to get this week on week 3.
It's kind of due, isn't it?
It's due. But, it's not to be expected. I got to be honest. My original I changed it. I had it changed. My original Hail Mary parlay was before the show that I had, which I altered, was almost the antithesis of your picks. For some of them, like I just had, hey, fuck it, New England money line. I got off of that though. I was like, one of my picks was almost Baltimore. Why would I even put that? So I want a Hail Mary parlay that I believe in, and I think I have built one. But
I want you to go first. What is this one you believe in so much? I want to hear.
Okay. This. Now here's what I want to do. There's 2 things I want to do this week. 1, I want to root for something on the Thursday night football game. 2, I want to make it worthwhile, because if a Hail Mary is going to hit, I really want to fucking be giddy up. Holy shit, I can't believe I just won blank amount of dollars. So I not only did I just do the money lines that we often do, but I actually altered some fucking underdogs. Okay.
Look at him go.
Oh man.
Want to look at that again?
We'll see. So tomorrow night, the Browns got a great defense. I get it. Steelers got a good defense. TJ Watt's not there anymore. I'm hoping that either Trubisky doesn't play or somehow makes it happen. I don't know. But I do think that the Steelers have a good chance of winning that game, because it's still Jacoby Brissett. And the Browns, they just crumbled last week. That could be devastating to a team.
Yeah.
And the fan base, too. You think if Pittsburgh goes up 10-0, that fan base is going to go all over them. And I don't think Jacoby Brissett has it in him to get pissed off to fight against something like that.
Yeah.
So I'm hoping on a Steelers early lead, because then I think it might be over. Week 1, Trubisky showed he might be able to do something. He stinks. If Kenny Pickett was starting tomorrow, I'd be really happy with this. But I'm doing Pittsburgh alt -2.5. Okay? That's +210. Now, next, give me the Dolphins.
Okay.
Home against the Bills.
Sure.
Dolphins +210 as well.
It's fun.
This is something that I could just see fucking happening, adding to it. It's +240. It's a money line. It's the fucking Commanders, man. The Birds going down to Washington. They don't historically play well there if they don't have Michael Vick as a quarterback.
No, they do not.
And the whole Carson Wentz storyline, you never know. I hope we win. Go Birds. Fly, Eagles, fly. Who's to say that the Commanders won't? Are we going to be shocked if the Eagles are 2-1 on Monday?
No, I wouldn't be that shocked.
You know what I mean? So,
and Wentz plays out of his mind, for this one game. You can imagine it. Sure.
Okay, so that's that. And
I
got
hate it. I hate it.
it's garbage, but
Yeah.
you never know. Look, I'm not. It's a $10 bet to win, and I'll tell you that in a minute. But give me the Titans money line plus 106,
Love that.
and a team that it's showing some gumption here. It's the Cardinals. The Rams are a little odd. Give me the Cardinals at plus 158. So I'm taking the Steelers alt to get you to plus 210. Steelers to win by a field goal. And then I'm taking some money lines. And that's the Dolphins, Commanders, Titans, and Cardinals. Look, it's a Hail Mary full of grace. The Lord give me money. It is plus 17,265. $10 wins you 1726. Right? And that's what I'll be doing. And I'll be having fun because guess what? That Cardinals game is a 425 game. If these first four legs hit, have a day. That's all.
Yeah.
You'll have a day. It's 425. It's not
Fun.
405. One of these games
Fun,
will
man.
not linger into that. You'll know. If those first four legs hit, and I hope like for $10, I'm trying to buy an Eagles win here. But you got something to play with. If not, Woody, what are you looking at here? This will be
All
fun.
right. Well, I've got a 3-legger. I would stay tuned to this segment because as we go through the season, I'll have some 4-leggers. There's going to be times where I
All right.
really like 4, but I'm just trying to hit one of these, right? So it keeps fewer legs, you got a better shot of hitting, even if one of them is kind of a long shot.
Yeah, man.
That's what they say. I think it's true.
Is that what they say?
It is. Fewer legs, definitely. They do say. So so Titans money line is the given. That's kind of an obvious one that we just both think. I'm not saying for sure, but it definitely feels like it could and probably should hit. I'll do the Texans as well. I've seen enough poor play from Justin Fields and the Bears.
I mean, who's been telling you that for fucking 2 years?
You've been saying it forever, but I'm starting to see enough now where I'm like, oh, he's right. Like this is not probably going to be a very functional offense.
They say you suck.
And
Terrible.
so, I think their D is okay and they're at home and everything, but I don't know, man. The Texans aren't that bad. You see some flashes of stuff from Davis Mills and the rookie running back. I thought looked pretty.
Yeah, last week finally got it.
He looked pretty good. I think he's an NFL guy, right? I don't know. It's two bad teams. Who's to say
Exactly.
win? Why is the home one just definitely going to win? I don't think so.
Right. It's not like the
So
Seattle game where the home one's definitely going to win. Am I
You
correct?
can get the Texans at plus 125 on DK, so that's good.
How about that?
It's not as good on FanDuel. I wrote down 118.
No, it's not. What the fuck, FanDuel?
And then I'll do I know you juice. Generally speaking, you want to be on DK, and then although shop them because I can be wrong sometimes.
Always.
And then my third one, I don't think you'll like it because it kind of goes against something else you said, but we've been saying so much stuff that it's fine.
You love the Falcons so much.
No, it's not the Falcons.
You asshole.
It's not the Falcons. I thought I saw a little fight and a little life in the Jets. I did.
That's fine.
I saw a little fight in old 2012 Joe Flacco, when he took them to the Super Bowl, the young kid, Breece Hall, I think looks really good.
Yeah.
Look,
Sorry.
You don't want to bet on Flacco.
Pick of the week, and he's going against it. What a jitbag.
I don't know, man.
What's the payout for that?
I mean,
You're 3 out. You're 3-way.
It's 12-20.
Oh, all right.
I mean, I don't know. Isn't there just I don't want to speak against your pick of the week, but
say what you want to say.
Isn't there just a chance that this kind of beaten down Bengals team that's just what the team is for a bit here? That
telling me there's a chance.
Don't the Bengals just look like a beaten group here?
It's
They
this
do,
week
but
to
you're
turn it
saying
around.
They're going to turn it around.
Absolutely.
Eventually, they have to, and you think it's this week.
No, they don't eventually have to. It has to be this week. This is the week they have to.
Right.
Do it.
If they lose to the Jets, it's
This
such
is
a
it.
demoralizing.
This is it.
It just can't happen. I hear you, and you're probably right, but it's a Hail Mary, and it's fun.
All right. Well,
Everything that guy just says bullshit.
Could be.
nice Hail Mary, Woodman. Let's go. Let's have a week, though. I'm feeling the week. I'm feeling the picks. I like the pay dirt. It's a teasy. Let's go. Chiefs, don't let me down.
And just think of it this way. We've said this before. When one person's Hail Mary has a leg of it that is against one of the other guy's picks, just remind you, you're just hedging. All you're doing
no, for sure. No, when it comes to Hail Mary, play them all because my original Hail Mary had both New England and Denver in it.
Yeah.
So just to let you know, New England money line, like, you know why? I looked up a stat and I'm not trying to, but like New England home openers, crazy. Guess what? Tom Brady was there for fucking 20 of them. So like, I'm not worried about that.
They also had a better D back then.
They had better everything.
Yeah,
and I'm pretty sure Belichick doesn't care anymore. Like he doesn't really look like he's like all of a sudden has a little bit of a personality. So now I know you're ready for retirement. And the Denver, I was actually going to alt Denver to -3.5. Because I could just see it all of a sudden happening.
Maybe
all of a sudden, but
it could happen. I don't think so.
No, but I'm digging your shit, and let's go and have some fun this week, man. Like it's time to win that Dow. We got to get to the plus side. It's week 3. It's about goddamn time.
It's going to happen.
We've only won everybody thousands of dollars, but let's win more thousands instead of losing it. You know what I mean? Oh, it's been a fun show. I'm going to have to go ahead and crop this for our podcast listeners. If you listen on the podcast, you've heard it all. You got the full kit and caboodle. YouTube folks, you got the picks, and I can get it. You dig it. We dig it. That's going to make you the money. But if you want to hear the whole preamble, it's worth it. Don't forget, this Sunday morning, the Woodman may or may not be there. There's going to be 3 of the 5 cats from the Degenerate Dungeon are going to be in Vegas, which is the Western time zone. Pacific is what they call it, I believe. But that means 7 a.m. morning call for them.
Yeah.
I don't know who we should expect, but definitely myself, Brian Hagan, and Brian McDermott. McD will be there, but we'll see who shows up.
Yeah. We're all setting our alarms, but no,
good luck.
Yeah.
Good luck with that. We all know it's Vegas on a Saturday night, and then you're going to get up at fucking 6:45 for a show. Don't think so, but we'll see. We'll miss you if you're not there. But the Degenerate Dungeon, easy for me to say, Sunday morning, 10 a.m. Eastern time on twitch.tv/GCN Employee Lounge. Can't miss it. Such a fucking fun show.
It's awesome.
Like I said,
it's so much fun.
We do a lot of different things. We do a prop of the week. We do a survivor pool pick. We talk some fantasy start sits. We do another pick. We do another pick for the most part.
We have been acing the start sit questions.
The start sit fantasy questions. We've been killing it.
Like incredible.
It's incredible. But we'll be looking forward to that and looking forward to next week because we're going to tout this week because we had a good time. Right, Will Man?
We had a blast and we appreciate you guys so much.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
That is the Woodman, David Woody. I am Brian Hollywood Hagan. For everybody at Jump the Sharp and Degenerate Dungeon. We'll catch you guys next week. Peace the fuck out.